Hey guys, what's up? This is Frequently Asked Questions 11, and as you can see, a couple things are new. Obviously, I got a new haircut. A couple other things I just want to update you on real quick is recently I got a very brand new Macintosh, and I'm making my movies in iMovies now, so sorry if the quality is not as good as of yet, just because I don't quite know what I'm doing when I'm making my videos right now. I was very used to Windows Movie Maker. I use very simple utilities such as my Sony CyberShot that's only 7.2 megapixel. Now I'm moving on to iMovies on the iMac, and I hope soon to get a better camera and get you better quality video because YouTube kind of degrades it when I upload. Anyway, let's get on to our questions. Is the Japanese that men and women use different? That's a very good question, and one I've been asked a lot recently, and the answer is definitely yes. If you start learning Japanese from a girl, you will start sounding like a girl, okay? You may hear often people who end sentences with yo. Mostly only girls are going to end sentences with yo, okay? If you start doing that, you may sound a little feminine. There are sometimes it's okay for guys, but for the most part, like in the area where I'm at in Osaka, a man would end a sentence that was rhetorical with na, okay, not ne. Some other ones, just something you might not have heard or not get to see in books, like sugoi, it's okay for men to say, but more men say suge here, okay? Or mendakusai, okay, which means annoying, okay, or troublesome. As a man, you can say mendakuse, okay? So that's just some examples of how the language can change when a man is using it, and if you want to sound more like a man and maybe less like a woman or less neutral, okay? Hope that helps. Another question is, are some books that you can buy in Western or English-speaking countries about Japanese, are they outdated, are they obsolete, or are they up to date? But what's the best books out there? I've kind of been asked this question before, and I've kind of covered it before, but I want to get more in depth with that because I still have people asking me a lot about the Japanese language. I've said before I'm not fluent. I don't want to say I'm fluent by any means. I cannot read perfectly. I definitely cannot write perfectly, and when I speak it's still pretty broken. I study every day, but it is a difficult language, and to be honest, I'm not the best at learning languages. I will say that there are some books that are way better than others. One thing you want to look for is who's written the book. Has a Westerner written the book? Not to rip on Westerners, some write good books, but I'm going to be honest with you, usually the best language books are going to be written by native speakers, okay? If a guy, you know, Harry Edward, who came over and was a salaryman and, you know, lived at a bunch of, you know, very conservative businesses and apartments in areas in Japan, that the language you're probably going to learn from him is going to be useless if you know, like to hang out at punk rock clubs and you want to go down to bars every night and stuff like that. And those kind of people will still write language books later down the line if they become very fluent in Keigo, which is the polite version of Japanese. But if you want to be able to talk on the street and not sound like, you know, a politician, you might want to look into books that are not just your basic polite Japanese of the most basic sayings of like blah 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 wa doko desu ka, okay? You might want to expand beyond that and look for books that cover just adverbs, just verbs, just adjectives, and even move into books that have street Japanese and specialize in street Japanese. There's some that are great. I've talked about Making Out in Japanese is a great one. If you can get Dirty Japanese, that's a great book too. There's one of my favorite, hold on, let me get it. I've got it right here. This is my favorite writer. Okay, like I said, a native speaker. Her name is Taeko Kamiya. Okay, she's written The Handbook of Japanese Verbs, and Japanese adjectives and adverbs. Okay, doesn't sound like the most exciting titles you've ever heard, but this lady is awesome at writing, and she explains it the best way possible with the most useful and most down-to-earth language that you can use in almost any situation. So I highly, highly recommend these two books. Okay? Hope that helps.